You know that feeling, right? The phone rings, it's a number you don't recognize, but you answer anyway. And the voice on the other end, they sound so official, so urgent. They might say your computer's infected, or that you owe back taxes, or hey, maybe it's your lucky day and you've just won the lottery. It's a story spun 1,000 different ways, a web of lives coming from halfway across the planet. And the scary part? It works. This isn't just petty crime anymore. It's a global billion-dollar industry. All right, let's open this case file and get into it.
Even the smartest get scammed. It's an unfortunate but very real fact of modern life. Welcome to SenseTalking. This has absolutely nothing to do with intelligence. It's about a criminal weaponizing basic human emotions, trust, and especially fear. It's a kind of threat that it walks right past all your fancy firewalls because its target isn't the machine, it's the human sitting in front of it.
And the cost? Oh, it's absolutely staggering. We're talking $800 million. Let that sink in for a second. And that's just how much money Americans alone lost to these scams in 2023. This is not some abstract statistic on a chart. This represents a trail of financial devastation, of ruined lives, and it all leads back to a handful of very sophisticated, very organized criminal operations.
Okay, so how do we possibly fight back against this? Well, if you want to stop a criminal, you got to learn to think like one. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're stepping inside the crime scene. We are going to dissect their methods, their scripts, and all the nasty little psychological traps they lay for people. This is their playbook, and we are about to blow it wide open.
All right, first up is a real classic. I'm sure you've heard of this one, the tech support scam. It usually starts with a scary pop-up message on your screen or a cold call out of the blue. The person on the line claims to be from Microsoft or Apple, a name you trust. And they've got some very bad news. Your computer's just riddled with viruses, and, what a coincidence, only they can fix it. The real goal? It's simple, really. They want you to grant them remote access to your machine, basically to hand over the keys to your entire digital kingdom.
Then they pull out the big guns. Pure, uncut fear. This is the IRS threat. You get a call. The caller ID might even look legit. The voice on the other end is dead serious, claiming to be from a tax agency. They say you owe back taxes, and here's the kicker. If you don't pay up immediately, right now, over the phone, a warrant is being issued for your arrest. The pressure is just immense, and that's the whole point. It's engineered to make you panic so you can't think straight.
And then you've got the complete opposite approach. Instead of fear, they use greed. It's the phantom prize scam. This time, the call is fantastic news. You've won the lottery, a sweepstakes, a giant pile of cash. But there's always a but, isn't there? There's just one tiny little catch. You have to pay a small processing fee up front to get your winnings. Of course, the prize is totally fake. And that fee? Yeah, that's just the beginning of them emptying your bank account.
Now, you have to understand, none of this is random. It's not improvised. It is a cold, calculated, 6-step formula they follow every single time. It all starts with lead generation. They buy or steal lists of phone numbers. That's you. Then the initial contact, hitting you with that perfectly crafted story. Step 3, they inject the fear and urgency. After that, the most important part for them, payment extraction. Get the cash. Sometimes they'll even gain remote access for more damage before the final step, covering their tracks and just vanishing. It's a fraud factory, and they run this assembly line all day, every day.
The core weapon in every single one of these cons is something called social engineering. And this is so crucial. They are not hacking computer code, they are hacking human nature. They are exploiting our most basic instincts, our tendency to trust, our built-in respect for authority, and our powerful primal response to fear. It's really just an old-school confidence trick, but it's been scaled up for the digital age.
So, we know how they do it. But now let's peel back the curtain on the who and the where. Because make no mistake, this isn't some lone wolf operating out of his mom's basement. We're talking about massive, organized networks of illegal call centers, all concentrated in a few key hotspots, and run like twisted criminal corporations.
And the person actually making that call? Well, they probably fit this profile pretty closely. They're young, almost always between 18 and 35, and they have good English skills. And here's the really complicated part. Many of them are unemployed college graduates, lured in by the promise of easy money. Some of them don't even realize how illegal the whole thing is until they're way too deep. It's a messy situation, a mix of greed, opportunity, and exploitation.
And check this out. This is basically the intelligence briefing, mapping out their operations. They've geographically specialized everything. You see Delhi and the area around it? That's ground zero for the IRS and tech support scams. Head over to West Bengal, and that's the hub for lottery fraud. Different regions, different criminal specialties, but they're all part of the same global criminal ecosystem.
But here's the good news. There is a pushback, and it is growing stronger every day. For every criminal network out there, there are forces rising up to meet them. And we're talking about a whole new breed of digital detectives, alongside real-world law enforcement, who are taking this fight directly to the scammers.
And in many ways, the people leading the charge are these online vigilantes. You might even recognize some of these names. YouTubers like Jim Browning, P. Rogi from Scammer Payback, Kitbuga. These guys aren't just making videos. No way. They are actively infiltrating these call centers, hacking into the scammers' own computers, and turning their tools against them to expose their entire operation to the world.
Their mission is pretty simple when you boil it down. It's about wasting their time, deleting their files, and exposing them to the world. I mean, think about it. Every single minute they keep a scammer busy is a minute that scammer can't be on the phone with a potential victim. Every file they delete is a wrench in the gears of that criminal machine. And every operation they expose helps educate millions of us, making everyone just a little bit safer.
And this fight isn't just happening online. Not by a long shot. Law enforcement is closing in, and they're closing in fast. We're seeing major crackdowns happening all across India. Just look at this timeline. Noida police busting an IRS scam. Hyderabad police nabbing a tech support gang. Delhi police raiding another fake call center. Real-world arrests are happening. The pressure is seriously mounting.
So now, let's bring this all home. Let's turn all this intelligence into your personal protection. Think of this as your briefing. These are the tools, this is the knowledge you need to build a shield and defend yourself against these attacks. This, right here, is maybe the most important slide. You have to know the difference between a red flag and a green flag. A scammer will contact you out of the blue, they will use threats and pressure, and they will always demand weird forms of payment, like gift cards or cryptocurrency. A legitimate organization, they wait for you to call them. They use official, normal payment channels. And most importantly, they will never pressure you to act immediately. They'll give you time to verify who they are. Knowing these signs is 99% of the battle.
And if you suspect, even for a second, that you're being targeted, this is your action plan. Do it immediately. No hesitation. 1. Disconnect. Hang up the phone and the chat. 2. Never, ever, ever send money or buy gift cards for anyone who calls you like this. 3. Report it to the authorities, the FBI's IC3, Action Fraud in the UK, whoever is appropriate for your country. 4. Call your bank right away. And 5. Change your passwords. You gotta act fast and you gotta be decisive.
So there you have it. We've gone inside the crime, we've mapped the organization, and we've seen the pushback from the good guys. You've seen their entire playbook, and now you have your shield. So the next time an unknown number flashes on your screen, you're not a potential target anymore. You're an informed defender. You're ready. The only question is, what will you be listening for?